Apocalypse scenarios. When you think of these, you likely jump to zombie plagues, bird flu pandemic, famine, nuclear war, and even asteroid impact. These are all either world or at least way of living ending events, and they're the easiest to think of. But some of you may have thought of an AI-controlled robotic Armageddon or Grey Goose scenario, and these possibilities belong to a specific class of disaster. These events fall under post or near singularity predictions, specifically the technological singularity. A singularity is the point at which a function's growth reaches infinity. To more generally describe it, it's the point at which prediction becomes impossible or meaningless. For the technological singularity, this is the point at which the advancement occurs so rapidly that we cannot predict what will follow. An ironic definition when you consider the countless science fiction films and futurists who have done just that, make predictions. But none of these are truly definitive, and most settle in on the early moments of the singularity, where the pace of iteration can still be easily understood. Under the most mundane sounding, but in my opinion most horrifying possibility, the creation of nanotechnology results in a self-replicating plague of sorts. Unlike a biological plague, which uses the host for survival, if the machines are working on an instruction to replicate themselves, they could break down any matter they find useful. This means that effectively a puddle of gray sludge would expand in size until it encompassed the whole world, and eventually converted the entire thing into part of the same gray mass. The artificial intelligence scenario doesn't even require some sort of malevolent or errantly benevolent purpose as most works of fiction suggest. In reality, the entire world could be ended by a single artificial intelligence tasked with collecting stamps. The basic idea goes that the machine, if it had a somewhat accurate working model of the world, would know that any action it took in the one goal of collecting stamps that would be considered an error by its creator would get it shut off, preventing it from completing its goal. With this understanding, the AI would act normally until it protected itself from its creator, either by removing the creator or by moving itself outside the creator's reach, such as by copying itself into innumerable other machines. With the risk of being shut down diffused, the AI would proceed to collect not only every stamp on the planet, but work to convert every inch of matter, including the carbon and people, into stamps to fulfill its goal. In these cases, the apocalypse is the ending of at least a way of life, if not life itself, in a strong and easy to understand and quantify way. However, with a cultural apocalypse, it can be a bit tougher to picture and evaluate. At the most basic level, a cultural apocalypse would be anything that changes the culture so radically that the old culture is summarily destroyed and the old way of living with respect to culture is gone. If you're politically active, you can probably think of a few ways this could happen now, such as through demographic replacement and mass migration of outside cultures supplanting the original. However, I want to focus on such scenarios that surround the cultural singularity. First, it's important to understand that for all intents and purposes, we are very close to the cultural singularity, if not already within it. With the existence of the internet and its use to communicate at high speed by millions worldwide, culture is changing at a rate never before seen. Internet memes are an excellent case study of this, as they are often the melding of culture and elements from outside the net with contextual and cultural changes within small online communities. As these memes grow from this combination of factors, they become popular in a larger and larger group of people, sometimes reaching the viral phase where even those outside the net are aware of their existence and general details. Take a moment to consider one of the first major memes of this year, though it did technically start last year, Ugandan Knuckles. This meme's foundation is a one-shot gag in a YouTube video by one Gregzilla while reviewing a new title in the Sonic video game franchise.
So, without further echidna...
Oh no!
This one-shot itself is based on a character from the aforementioned series, and his video features several distorted renderings of its constituent characters. It wasn't until months later that a 3D model of this character was created for use in the online game VR Chat, which allows individuals to communicate while presenting themselves as characters from video games and other cultural expressions. Here, the tiny character was mixed with phrases from the Ugandan action movie Who Killed Captain Alex, tongue-clicking, worshipping a queen, and mentions of Ebola. Each addition to this meme took less than half the time the prior did, until it is now a rapidly evolving viral icon that, for those involved, is its own cultural group with expected norms and customs. Given this cultural singularity, what types of apocalyptic scenarios could occur? If you pay attention to the science fiction television show Star Trek: The Next Generation and its follow-ups, you may notice that almost all culture in the series is either alien in nature or from Earth's history. Obviously, this is due to the nature of the show, where to make cultural connections with the viewer for elements sourced from humanity, it was simplest to reach back into the actual past rather than synthesize culture from the fictitious past that existed between the series' subjective time and today. However, in portraying the world this way, the series unintentionally gives us our first example of a cultural apocalypse. The series can be explained as not the search for alien life and civilization, but for alien culture to replace the stagnant and dead culture of humanity. As humanity exists in a paradise without struggle, at least on Earth itself, there is little to base new fictional works on, no conflict to generate new memes. This is of course very unlikely, but we have a very different apocalyptic scenario brewing right now. Some of you may know of Elsagate, a YouTube controversy that was relatively unknown to most until the end of last year when celebrities such as Joe Rogan spread awareness of the phenomenon. Elsa, the main character of the Disney movie Frozen, and the singer of the song Let It Go in said movie, is the namesake for this controversy about strange videos aimed at children presenting unusual, lewd, unsanitary, or dangerous acts. Specifically, these videos depict events such as drinking urine from toilets and receiving injections to solve severe buttock swelling conditions. And they have millions of views. The views on these videos come from children who have been set in front of YouTube with autoplay on and a playlist of child-focused videos. Through exploitation of the algorithm that governs what is seen as popular on the site, these videos worm their way into these autoplay queues and play endlessly for children of unsuspecting parents. How this happens is pretty simple, but it is through extrapolating a possible series of events that the apocalyptic implications become clear. Normally on YouTube, when something becomes incredibly popular, similar videos will see a marked increase in views originating not only from searches for those subjects, but from related and popular video links. The algorithm detects that a tag attached to videos, a tag being a single word or short phrase that identifies a topic, is shared amongst a number of popular videos and determines that the tag is popular. Once the tag is popular, videos using the tag are more likely to be displayed whenever random videos are listed. Even after these memes stop being popular, the tags still live on with high interest scores within the algorithm. It's unclear if these tags don't lose their value after their originating memes lose popularity due to the specifics of the algorithm's implementation or due to the videos that exploit these tags for residual views. In any case, these decayed memes, in the form of generalized tags, still fetch quite a large number of eyes. Though most users will ignore them, those unable to skip these videos, such as the very young, can't. Basic algorithms, these not run by YouTube, collect these tags and generate hundreds of videos using very limited human input. Once the basic video is constructed, the computer is capable of substituting characters, backgrounds, sounds, music, and even the entire art style to match loosely the decaying popular tags. On its own, this is a concerning phenomenon, but it certainly isn't an apocalypse. However, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Already, humans are creating original content chasing the creations of these bots. In so doing, these videos are receiving millions of views and making large amounts of ad revenue, pushing the creators to make more. If these non-bot videos featuring live actors garner enough views and popularity, they could cause unrelated tags to rise in popularity in the system, driving the bots to follow these new trends, driving the human video creators to chase the same trends, forming a feedback loop. Essentially, we're looking at an Ouroboros, where the humans are no longer leading the creation of cultural content, but consuming and regurgitating the creations of algorithmic software, unknowingly guiding those same algorithms to create still further unusual content. It is here that we have our apocalyptic scenario, and it's one we're screaming headfirst into. Now, there are factors that make this unlikely to actually be culturally apocalyptic. First, these videos are being sought out for removal and blocking, and parents are being made aware that it's not safe to just plant your young child in front of YouTube as a substitute babysitter. Furthermore, YouTube as of late is making some catastrophic business decisions and might very well not exist as a culture-generating platform in the near future, saving us all from the dredge cultivated by its algorithms. Be it through bankruptcy of ideas ushered by the end of all conflict, the algorithmic repetition and regurgitation of bots and money-seeking human creators, or the mundane act of physical demographic replacement, it remains important to be cognizant of the possibilities of a cultural apocalypse. Given the nature of any singularity, it's impossible to predict with any certainty what might happen. It's hard to say we need to be prepared for these scenarios when they can't be meaningfully predicted. But we can at least discuss the possible outcomes in the interest of mitigation, reducing their unknown probability.
You got to move, take me away, take me away. You got to move.